of a web app that I made in Streamlit. It's in Python. I've coded it mostly, and it started with a sample app that uses the Yahoo free API to get some data on stocks. And these are some basic things you can do in Streamlit. You have charts, and it makes it really easy to put them into a web app. But the other thing I was thinking about a long time was, well, this is fun, but I'd like to use some AI with this, and I've added some headline sentiment analysis. So it goes through and finds a bunch of headlines with the same stock ticker there. This one is SBLK, it's a terrific place, and it takes this and it gives it a sentiment score, was it bad, neutral, or good. And at the bottom, I have a report with nice colors, green, red, yellow, and then some nice graphics here. And this one here, this is not a built-in graphics for Streamlit, but with Python, I was able to have it generate the image and put it in. And then this is just a news feed from DuckDuckGo. But one thing I wanted to show was in a trick. When I was making this, and I've used it subsequently for other projects, is I'm in Cursor here, and instead of just writing the whole app as a web app and testing it and see when it gives errors and things, there's a technique that I came up with. I'm sure it's not original, but to break it up into functions and test the individual functions to make sure it's working right, so you can really see it, and just have it in plain Python, and it prints out the answers. So here, this is with Jeppy, and it did 5 headlines, and it gave in JSON. This is using Gemini Flash, just a number for each headline, whether it's between 0 and 1. And you can even go in here. This is the agent mode of Cursor, and I can say run the script and check it's open. So you can, when you're in agent mode, this will actually, well, let me just run it here, and it opens up the terminal and runs the script. And it'll actually look at the output. If it's wrong or if there are errors and things, it can go ahead and almost recursively rewrite the script for you. So here it is running it. Here it is running it inside the terminal, just like I did here. And then if there are any problems, it will tell you. In this case, this function is working properly, and it's observing that it all worked properly. So that's a trick. Just break up your app and test individual functions before you put it all together. In a slightly bigger one, this is one for Autodesk Construction Cloud. And previous talk, we're talking about context for the LLM. And this is a really important demonstration of this. Autodesk Construction Cloud has a website with each API function in a web page, but it's not a normal website. You have to click on everything in some kind of crazy JavaScript website. You can't just say search the website and find the documentation. I could take every API function and copy it to clipboard and write a file here. And so when I'm trying to write a function to use one of these API files, I had to actually force feed it documentation for that API. So this is an example of context. That's my lightning talk. Any questions?
So it's I was using the latest version of Gemini the other day, and I asked it who would win in a fight between a monitor lizard and a monkey, and it went on. It said it went on, gave a very accurate description, but in the end it mentioned that the monkey has a nest and eggs. I mean, it's not true. So I was very disappointed with that. That one disappointment. Should I give up on AI just because it made that one mistake?
Yes.
Again, you're relying on its whatever kind of training data it was at. You didn't give it any context, you just asked it directly. Here, when I was making it write different functions to use these API calls, I said, read this, like here, something like, go here, plus, you just say, drag this over there, and you go back, and then you say, read this and do something. So you're really telling it, you're force feeding it context to give you the best answer. Yes?
So you get AI to test the code it generated, right? Have you ever tried to test driven development with it?
Yes, you can tell it to write tests.
Yeah, but did you ever do that and how did that work out for you?
Yeah, I did it a lot, especially with that last one I showed. Because all these functions, it's a really obscure library out of this construction
But
file.
those are not unit tests, right? You're just telling you to execute the code and check the result.
Yes, in this case, but when I was making this one, I had it test every function. Your assets. So this comes out and actually prints the result, and there's errors and show errors. And I ran it in agent mode. Here.
Those are not unit tests, right?
I don't know if it's that literal unit test. I'm not that good on these IT things, but it's like it is a test. It's one function all by itself, and it's making sure it gets the correct API responses.